she had this anger towards something, somebody, someone, and perhaps everything is in her background when she was a child.
Yeah.
I believe her originally was from Iran.
Yes, I mean, she moved, didn't she, over to the United States, but there's something going on since childhood. I mean, we looked at some pictures of her. She had, in a flower garden, she had a flower in her hair as a young child. And that's also quite symbolic, isn't it, in terms of psychology?
Exactly, definitely. And I really fall for the fact that she was always looking for acceptance. And once she didn't get the acceptance because the no more visits, she had no more visits or not a lot, not many like she used to, then of course her acceptance psychologically wise was decreasing, and of course she needed that. And of course, in outside is her income, but other than her income, in the subconscious, we're talking about a deeper need, on top of
that feeling of going from acceptance to exclusion can put somebody in that part of their mind, that triggered something violent in her, right? Because she was using the words kill and murder a lot in her videos.
Exactly.
She had a lot of rage, she had a lot of anger going on there, right?
Yes, but the words she uses, some of the phrases she was using, I remember it was like, she was the cow, dressed on the cow's suit, and then she saw a plate. She had a plate with a fish or so. I don't know. There was a head of a chicken or something. And then she was like, I told you this was going to happen to you.
Yeah.
And then in a really mean way. So really I was reading a lot of the words she was using. And before, she was using like the veganism, like as like a mental disguise.
As a disguise, yeah.
Like a mental disguise to actually be able to talk more about herself.
Yeah, it was like a veil, wasn't it?
Maybe the cruelty that she probably received somehow, but I think it was more acceptance than anything else.
Well, let me ask you this. Okay, so if a parent came to you as a psychologist and said, listen, I think my daughter has issues, and she's an adult, she's 36, and the father has been saying for some time, she has issues, I know that something's going to happen. He had a foreboding that something terrible was going to happen, and even said, I think she's going to do something at YouTube. I mean, he told the police, but did he ever talk to somebody, a psychologist, or try to get her counseling? I mean, what do we know about the background? Has she ever gone through any therapy?
No, she didn't. She didn't go to therapy. Well, I think that she did. This probably could not happen, at least not like this. But her father, he did that. However, I don't think she was like oriented enough, to avoid any kind of situations or to be able to understand themselves. But many times I have said this, most of the time people, they don't realize what they are having. All they know or they think that they are right in whatever they're doing, thinking.
Yeah.
Or yes, for them it's like, okay, I know I'm doing fine. I know I'm doing what I have to do.
In all of these shootings, there's two things for me. One, she's a woman, and it's very rare that women do these types of acts, these crimes. Secondly, her boyfriend, he's one of the victims. I'm thinking, shouldn't somebody have said something earlier? Knowing the way she was, she must have given some clues as to what she was going to do. And also, it's very rare. Talk to us about why you think it's rare in cases where women are doing shootings or doing a mass murder, like something like that.
Because they normally don't, it's not in their mind to attack people in general. It is more in their mind, they suffer themselves when they suffer.
Right.
Like they keep it up to themselves and they try to deal with that because a woman is more used to that and a guy is more used to go beyond themselves because a man wants to avoid the suffering. And I think that is where the base is at.
And it's a
natural thing.
Yeah, it is natural. But you've seen, like in the FBI reports and studies show that men are a lot more prone, and we've seen in the cases of school shootings in Las Vegas.
Even children, right?
And even
teenagers.
Children. It's typically male gender violence, anger directed against the community than women doing it.
Exactly. So for that to happen, I really believe that also she had a lot of anger content, perhaps for a long, long time, and also perhaps against men.
But the way she did it, the fashion in which she went out to caused the most attention, to draw the most attention to that. I mean, she goes to their headquarters, she opens fire. I mean, she's doing this the most public way she can, which I think, going back to the profile psychologically, gaining that attention, I mean, and then turning the gun on herself. I mean, that was very premeditated for a long time, wouldn't you think?
Yes, exactly. She probably didn't realize everything until she actually shoot the 3 people. And then she probably said, like, you know, what's after here? So she also killed herself. But either or is really sad, and this is happening. And then people, whenever they need help, they really should talk to someone. This woman was very lonely, and she should actually talk to anybody for help.
Absolutely. We're going to be talking about more of today's top stories after the break. Join us then.